Hey gorgeous, I'm delighted you stopped by. Today we are going to be doing favorites of 2020. I know most people when they do this kind of video, they have their makeup already done and then they're just telling you about the items. But my favorite part of this channel is the doing the makeup part. So I'm going to use my favorite items to create a whole face today. Some of these items came out in 2020, some of them didn't, and I just discovered them for the year. But to me, this is the best makeup of 2020. Now, 2020 was a year of a lot of things, mostly not the best things, but because of those quarantine and all other terrible things, I started this channel and I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm glad that you guys are here for the ride. So here are some of my favorite things that I discovered during 2020. Favorites in the eye category include, probably one of my most favorite items that came out this year is the KVD Vegan Beauty Edge of Reality palette. The mattes are really meh, but the shimmers are so great. They are so vibrant and buttery and soft and pow. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And it's not necessarily my favorite color palette, but I found myself reaching for this over and over and over again. It is such a good palette and I am so in love with it. This was definitely one of my favorites of this year. That actually was released this year too. The Lisa Frank and Morphe collab, the 35B palette. It is super rainbowy. I enjoyed the shadows, but mostly I cannot get over my little unicorn hollow trapper keeper eyeshadow palette. They totally got me on the nostalgia and I loved it so much that it's making it into my favorites. I haven't put this in a drawer. I just like keep it on my vanity and enjoy looking at it every day like a loser. Now, this is the year I kind of discovered Colourpop. I mean, I'd used, I think, some of their items in the past, but this is where I really went in on Colourpop. I love their eyeshadows. I love all the mono palettes that I got, but I really enjoyed the At Forest Sight, the Raw Beauty Christie collab. It again is not a palette of colors that I think I would be drawn to. Perfect fall time palette. I've made such cute looks out of it and I've really enjoyed using it, especially this gold is out of control. It is so beautiful. Now, I know this did not come out this year, but I found it this year. This is the Lunar Beauty Moonspell palette. I just adore the row of purples. All the colors in here are pretty great, but I just cannot with this row of purples. They are so unique and so gorgeous. Final eyeshadow palette is the Glamlight Donut. This did come out this year. It is my color palette. Like blue, pink, and purple are, I'm a sucker for them. I will choose them every time. And these were really well formulated. They're super pigmented. You can make a lot of different beautiful looks out of them. And I use it quite a bit. So with these colors in mind, let's get into a look using some of my favorite palettes from 2020. We all know that my favorite eyeshadow primer is the Primer Potion by Urban Decay, but I found the P. Louise base this year. It is great. I always use it to cut the crease, but I will use it as an eyeshadow base because it's the only one I think that I kind of became obsessed with this year. Starting out in the Raw Beauty Christie Colourpop collab At Forest Sight, I'm going to take this really beautiful peachy color on this Tarte fluffy brush and I'm going to put that in my crease. Moving into my KVD Vegan Beauty Edge of Reality palette, I'm going to take this greeny purpley shifty color called 4D on this little Tarte flat guy. I'm going to put this across the lid. Going into my Morphe 35B Unicorn palette and using my Sephora Pro Angled Shadow Brush number 13, I'm going to take this shimmery light mauve pink called Priscilla, and that's going to go in the outer corner. Now using my big fluffy Morphe brush and the center color here called Glazed, I'm going to put that one on my brow bone out of the Glam Light Glam Donut. Hopping into my Lunar Beauty Moon Spell palette and using this tiny Primrose for Sephora brush, I'm going to take this really pretty bluish, pinkish, purplish called Prue, and that is going in the inner corner. Returning once more to the At Forest Sight palette and using this Real Techniques Cashmere Dreams 016 brush, I'm going to dip into that bright, shimmery, soft gold called West Coast. And that is going on the lower lash line. Oh, and what the hell, sticking with this same brush, going back into my KVD Edge of Reality palette, I'm going to dip into this dark purple. This one's called Teleport, and I'm going to put that on this outer corner lower lash line. There we have it, an eye using some of my favorite eyeshadow palettes from 2020. I'm a bold colors gal. There's really great bold colors in here, lots of shimmers, lots of great, and then I did a way more subtle eye than I usually do. I don't know what that's about. Maybe because I'm wearing like a white shirt, I was feeling a little lighter today, whatever. It shows off the versatility of those because every other time that I've used these palettes, they were definitely very big, bold colors on the eye. Some eyeshadow honorable mentions are the Dazzle Sticks by KVD Vegan Beauty. I really, really love the color Flash Storm. This one was the first one I got. It's really unique, kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. It's not bronze, and it's not copper, and it's not silver, but it is all three of those things, kind of. These are so cool and so great, and I definitely have really enjoyed using them this year. Certainly the eyeliner that I use the most is the KVD Vegan Beauty Tattoo Liner, but I've loved that one for a long time. So my favorite that I discovered this year is the Urban Decay Perversion Liner. It is really bold, it's got great pigment, it stays on, it's waterproof, and it's got my favorite thing, the brush tip. It's great at making a big bold wing, and we know how much I love that. Another favorite this year is the Colourpop Color Outside the Liner liners. I heard Nikki Tutorial say that these are the best waterline eyeliners she had ever tried, so I had to get them. She was not kidding. These are incredible. They will stay where they are. They don't run, they don't smear. They're bright and bold and beautiful. I absolutely adore these liners. I'm gonna go ahead and use this wonderful purple called Piggy Bank. Easily my favorite mascara of this past year has been the Go Big or Go Home mascara by KVD Vegan Beauty. It swipes on easily, it does really great lengthening and volumizing. It isn't a pain to get off. I really like this mascara. Since this is a favorites video, I'm going to forego the falsies. This is the first year probably since high school that I've worn false eyelashes. I know it's a big beauty YouTube thing, but I just don't love it. Sometimes they're hard to get on, then they leave stickiness on your eyelids, and this is just me using my favorite things, so the eye is now finished. Which means it's time to move on to face. The NYX Studio Perfect Photo Loving Primer is probably my favorite one that I discovered this year. It is really inexpensive, but I think it works really well. It's very similar to Smashbox. I did a lot of research as I was starting this channel to find a good foundation to start with, and I landed on the Too Faced Peach Perfect Foundation. I've tried a lot more since then, and this is still my favorite one. I like the coverage, I like the way it goes on, I like the way it feels, I like the way it lasts. I just pretty much like everything about this foundation. I use the color Snow, and I'm going to put that on with a Morphe M439 brush. And speaking of their peach line, the Peach Perfect powder has also definitely been my favorite powder this year. It feels good, it's finely milled, but it's not too powdery, so it doesn't like right up your nose when you put it on. It smells nice, it mattifies and stays great. I really like this powder. This is the color Translucent Peach Whisper. I don't think I've ever actually looked at what color it is before. That is quite the name. And definitely my favorite powder brush of the year has been my Tarte Mermaid powder brush, and that is what I'm going to use to apply this. And yet somehow I skipped over concealer because I was so excited about the powder. Favorite one I've discovered this year is the Kimchi The Most Concealer. I didn't buy the right color because they were out of the color that would match me the best. This is a little too light. Oh my gosh, I love everything. I love the brush tip. I love the way it goes on. I love the coverage. It's really great concealer. They give you a really big bottle for a really reasonable price point. Blend that in again with my M439 Morphe brush. Alright, that finishes skin, which brings us to our other fun face bits. Easily my favorite face palette from this year is the Too Faced Natural Face Palette. I freaking love this palette. I love the blush, the bronzer. Both these highlights are immaculate. The highlights especially, this one's really gold, this one's kind of pinkish. They shine. Everything's pigmented, but blends really beautifully. I love both the highlighters, but I really love the pink one. They're both really pigmented, really shimmery and blinding and beautiful. And I just absolutely love this palette. I recommend it to everyone. I got it on sale, but I absolutely think it's worth the full price. By far my favorite face palette of this year. But I do have other face items that I really enjoyed using. So besides the Too Faced Natural Face Palette, I've also really enjoyed the Melt Cosmetics Digital Dust Duo Blush. I love it for several reasons, including the imprint in it, but mostly that's not a reason to like have a favorite product. It is gorgeous on the skin. It goes on beautifully. I really like this blush. All of the Kimchi face products, her Thaler collection, are fantastic. I especially love the bronzer. I have the Thaler Bronzer 01 I Went to Malibu. I really like this bronzer. They're all super pigmented, so you gotta be a little light. Don't put too much, be careful with how much you dip in, but then they blend out beautifully, and I really love the Kimchi. I love every bit of it that I've tried. Some honorable mentions that are still, like, I've only used a couple of times, so I think they're gonna be in my favorites, but I'm not sure yet. The Trixie Cosmetics Summer of Love palette, the blush that I tried was super pigmented and gorgeous. I have a feeling the highlighter is gonna be beautiful. The highlighters from Bitter Lace Beauty, these are stunning, absolutely stunning, and I really loved the one that I already used, the Aura Quartz, the rainbow one. I thought that was amazing. So I don't know that I've used these enough to have them officially be favorites, but I've really liked them and have a lot of hope. But let's go ahead and put on the Natural Face Palette. I'm going to start with my Primrose for Sephora blush brush in the blush color Pink Wink. Now putting on the Sunny Honey bronzer with a Colourpop F2. And last but certainly not least, using my Sephora Pro Highlight number 98 brush, I'm going to go into that Pink Reflect beautiful highlight named Starlight. I bought lots of fabulous lip products this year. I really love the MAC Girl About Town is a beautiful bright pink. My Pat McGrath lipsticks are super beautiful and the first luxury beauty that I've owned, and they are pretty fantastic. But I think the ones I'm going to use today are the Rare Beauty Lip Souffle. This one is the color Motivate, and the MAC Lip Glass Frosted Firework collection set me off. I haven't used this one that much, but I really enjoyed the formula. It's beautiful and pigmented and light and lasting. Those are important. And as for this lip gloss, I've already discussed, MAC has the absolute mostly amazing vanilla extract scented lip gloss, so having that near my nose is always a bonus. And this color is purple and sparkly and just fantastic. So that is going to be my lip look today. So my other favorite lip items from this year that I actually use more in my daily life than I do for my channel. I love these Anastasia Beverly Hills lip stains. They are beautiful. They are pigmented. They last. I love them. They are definitely a little bit something to get used to. They go on really watery. They're a little sticky till they dry down. They're stains. They're not liquid lipstick or lip gloss or anything. But oh my gosh, I love them. I wear them all the time. My other favorite item was the Becca Hydrolite Lip Balm in the color Spray. It is so pretty. The stick is pretty pigmented, but it goes on very light and it is just gorgeous. I've gotten a lot more into lip balms since I don't wear lipstick every day anymore. And this is definitely my favorite of the colored lip balms that I have tried, and it's actually probably one of my favorite lip balms, period, because I find some of them a little bit drying, which is kind of the opposite of what they're supposed to do. This one, it melts down. It feels almost like a lip oil. It is so hydrating feeling. It is so smooth. I really, really like it. So I highly recommend this one if you're looking for a colored lip balm to try. I highly recommend these if you're looking for a lip stain. And I think that kind of covers a lot of my favorites of 2020. I have so much makeup that I got that I absolutely love. I've had so much fun discovering new makeup and having a reason to buy a bunch of new makeup. So having this channel has made it easy for me to justify to myself buying all this new makeup to try out. And I've just absolutely loved it. It's been so much fun. And I hope that you are enjoying it as well. I hope that you found some great favorite items for 2020. I am so happy you all joined me for this. I hope that you are all happy, healthy, and doing well. And I will catch you in my next one. Bye!